So myself, Mrutyunjay. Okay. So I'm faculty of India for IAS, and I can do anything for you as far as UPSC is concerned, but I have specific roles. Okay. So in today's class, I will try to orient you people towards answer writing. Okay, because that is the main crux of like the UPSC exam. It is not about prelims. It is mainly about mains. It is not about interview. It is about mains. Yeah, you know the importance of it, right? Because you have to write. You have to write for how many days? Mains exam. Specifically, it is 5 days. 5 days you have to write, but you have to write totally 9 papers. 9 papers into 3 hours. Okay, so 27 hours in a week's time. You have to sustain yourself to write. Even if you imagine that, like 27 hours in a week, I have to write. So it is close to around how many words, 1 lakh words. Close to how many words? 1 lakh words. No, I'm sorry. Calculation was a bit mistake. Around 30,000 words. Around 30,000 words you have to sustain yourself. Can you imagine that? Your mind is ready for that? Your hands are ready for that? Probably not. Probably not. Because such a marathon running you have never done in your life. Yeah, marathon with respect to your hand. Marathon with respect to legs you might have done, but marathon with respect to hand. So such 3 marathons I have done. How many? 3. That means it's very clear that I have written 3 mains. And God was very kind. On all those 3 occasions, I have cleared. Okay, with GM only. Yeah, I mean nothing to or differentiate with reservation or something. But yeah, to be among the top 1,500 in the interview list, like it's an achievement. I would say it's again a great effort from our end, and that too during our times, there were no guides like there were no guides at all, because there was no such a the system which would help you to clear through the examination. There were teachers, there were classes, there were textbooks. Okay, that's all. And teachers, actually those teachers who are very good at academics, maybe from university level, when it comes to the UPSC approach, even they were not sure. They were not sure that how your answers had to be. They can guide you with respect to the university standards. Okay, in university, if you write this answer, yeah, you will get good marks. So that is what the feedback that we used to get. But in Bangalore, at your place, no. For that, we need to go to Delhi all the times. Okay, so the people of my experience might have spent at least 2 years in Delhi. Okay, that's a different setup altogether. Nothing to compare with the comforts of Bangalore. Yeah, there for everything you need to fight. And you have seen, no, last to last month what happened there. Yeah, very grave incident. Okay, one day, like even in Bangalore, that is not unexpected. Yeah, so if you don't give care for security reasons, all that thing, like again we might face such a situation. Okay, so now at your comforts, at your plates, like there are people who can guide you. Okay, again, who are those guides? Who are those people who are trying to guide you? Again, the old patients. It is not the new doctors. The old patients. We are all old patients, because we don't have a degree like B.Ed or M.Ed or PhD who can, who are actually entitled to teach. But we are from our own backgrounds. I am from BE. Okay, I have done engineering. Most of us, because engineering is like a popular degree then, now, and in the future also. Because nobody wants to do the formal degrees like BA, BSc, BCom, because our parents don't value that. Because they want their kids to be either doctors or engineers. No other professions are there in the world. That is the sorrow stage. So it doesn't matter whether we have done MBBS, BE, BA, BSc, BCom. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, you have to do a degree. Every degree is almost the same, except the MBBS one, because MBBS one, like, they have to really what? Read and write. For bluffing, they don't get the marks. In all other examination, for bluffing, you will get the marks. Okay, they try to write those scientific names, those scientific terms in their papers. Otherwise, all other exams, including BE also, it is a generic exam. Whatever that comes to your mind, you have to just fill the papers and you will pass. But when you come to the UPSC preparation, whatever that you have done in your degree, you have to forget that. You have to forget it like a bad dream. Whatever that has happened with me in 3 or 4 years, that is like a bad dream that I want to forget. That should be your attitude. Maybe this is the first day that you are, like writing the answer in your life. Even if you think like that, it's okay. That this is my first day of answer writing. Okay, I want to start from scratch. Even if you are at that mindset, no problem. That is actually a good mindset. Otherwise, whenever we give a feedback that your answer is not good, you have to improve your language, you have to improve your vocabulary, you have to improve your sentence construction, then the presentation, all that thing, you will feel bad. Because, sir, already I have finished degree, sir. This kind of comments you are not supposed to give. But we give because your answers are that bad. I can't like tell it to every answer, but generally, when we look at the answers, you have that degree hangover. You know hangover? What you have done in the past. Actually, that is getting carried over. That is, so you have to shed that. You have to forget that something sort of degree has happened in your life. You have to come to that 10th level mindset, 10th level mindset. 10th level mindset. For 3 hours, you might have written around maximum 15-20 pages in 10th standard. Maximum 15-20. In degree, around 25 pages, 25-30 pages. Then when it comes to UPSC, in one paper for 250 marks, you are given 50 pages. And those who can't fill at least 40 pages can't clear the exam. So minimum 40 pages you have to write. Okay, but I'm telling the 10th mindset. 10th mindset. Because in 10th exam, you were given the ready-made answers. Yes, for every question you had answers, correct? And if you go out of that, like you don't have anything to write. You have to write that only because your knowledge is limited. Now, your knowledge is vast, but you have to restrict to only those paragraphs which are asked. In 10th level, what used to happen? What we know, we have to write. That's all. Because we don't know anything else. But here, you have to do what you know. You have to write what is asked only, nothing else. Okay? So, this is your like very first class with respect to answer writing. And I have briefed that 3 weeks of polity classes have been done to you. 3 weeks of polity classes, yes? Then 1 week of orientation might have been done, correct? So now polity, up to what chapter it is done, up to what concept it is done? Parliament. Okay, fundamental rights are done. Fundamental duty is DPSP, center state relation. No, so directly parliament. So parliament means like executive is done. No, directly to, yeah, parliament. Okay, now if I ask you that, can you write the answer in polity, excluding what is not done? Whatever that has been done to you, can you put your ideas in the paper? Can you? Are you at that stage? Okay, if you are not at that stage, at least can you imagine that you can write? You can write? Sure. I can remember my own days in Delhi when I started the answer writing. Answer writing is my favorite area, favorite area, because this is your expression. This is your expression. Whenever you play sport, you will feel refreshed, right? Why? Anybody has AC of the, remote of the, yeah. It's very cold. 26th though. So after playing game or after doing exercise, we feel fresh. Why? Why? Yaake? Look at me. Yeah, this is what is focus, This is what is focus. Yeah. So now we have a lot of distractions in our lives. Yeah. At least during my childhood training, I have been trained to focus so much that even somebody has died next to me, I was not supposed to look at it. That was the training I had in my childhood, thanks to my sir. Yeah. So nowadays, so many distractions are there that will not let you perform well. Okay. So coming to my point. So after sports, why do you feel like very much relaxed or refreshed? Why? Body? Body movement. Okay, body movement. Even in walking, even in other, this one also. Like, what exactly is that process which will make you relaxed? Enjoy. Okay. But sometimes game is not that enjoyable. It is hard. Let's say you are practicing for something. It's very hard. Your coach has not let you, like, enjoy also. What is that process which makes you relaxed or relieved? Sometimes we play our games without liking also. Yaro kata charke. Yeah, why? What is that process? We sweat. Only when you sweat, you will feel refreshed. Yes or no? How many of you have felt this? So this sweat is an expression of the body. Sweat is an expression of the body which is coming out. Yes? That is why we are feeling relaxed. Whenever you shout at someone, you will feel relaxed? No. If you shout at really a bad person, you will feel like. But whenever you cry, you feel relaxed? Why? Again, your body is expressing those tears. Yes? So, this answer writing is an expression of our mind. Expression. Venting out, went out. Vent. So, that is the outlet of our system. For example, this AC has a vent. That means the hot air is blown out. Yeah, like that, our body and mind will relax when they get expressed. Whenever you sing, you feel relaxed. Whenever you talk to someone, you'll feel relaxed because something which is in store that is being expressed. So even in answer writing, something what you have read, you are trying to express it out. You will feel good because you will get surprised that ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನನಗೆ. Do I know this much? So that is the real enjoyment. Yeah. Do I know this much? Am I able to write 2 pages within 10 minutes? Oh my God. So that is what is the real enjoyment. Okay. So this exam will give you that opportunity to express yourself. Especially the papers like essay and ethics. It's like next level feeling, Next level feeling. You don't have to reproduce what you have read in the books. You are reproducing whatever that you have experienced in life, whatever that you have seen, whatever you have heard, that you are trying to write. That is even more enjoyment. Essay and ethics. Optional, it is like 50-50. There are some philosophical things, there are some technical things that sometimes you will enjoy, sometimes you will feel bored, something. But totally, this expression of writing make you more relaxed. That is why you have to write. Even while you are reading something from the book, you should have a habit of writing. Somebody has told, I mean, definitely an illiterate has told me during my childhood that 10 times reading is equal to 1 time writing. Have heard this? And if you remember, like somebody who is not experienced in education sector only has told you. Maybe your grandfather, grandmother. Yeah, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? Correct? Yeah? 10 ಸತಿ ಓದೋದು 1 ಸತಿ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ equal. And I have really experienced that. And if I have exam tomorrow morning and I have to read 300 pages today, I have made it possible along with writing also. Because that pressure will make you work like that. So whenever you read, try to doodle something. Whenever you are listening in the class also, try to doodle something. Okay, maybe legibly. At least you have to understand what you have written. Understand? So start writing from right now. Either in terms of answers, either in terms of your some short notes, either in terms of some proper notes, or either in terms of some rough writing. You start writing because you have to train your hand. You have to train your hand. Otherwise, those 9 papers in 5 days or a week, it is very difficult to sustain. In the last paper, no? In the last paper on the last day, you will give up. ಸಾಕು ನನಗೆ ಇದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ. UPSC ನನಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಬೇಡ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ I am not able to sustain this pain. So I have told you my own pain, that I have gone through this pain thrice. You have to see to it that you will undergo this pain only once. You have to undergo this pain only once, because this is the curse, you know. Curse ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶಾಪ. ಯಾರೋ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕಿದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿನ್ನ 4 ಸತಿ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಬರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಅಂತ ಶಾಪಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಈಡಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಸೊ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು the small presentation that I have with respect to the answer writing, you don't have to write anything about this because you have to keep those things in mind. Okay, rather than making the notes out of it, you keep those things in mind and you try to apply whenever you can. So you can see there are 2 words below answer writing. Which are those 2 keywords? So how answer writing is an art and how answer writing is a science. How is it? I want answer from you. If you don't agree, you can debate also. Sir, idu science alve alla, idu only art. If you can tell me, sir, it is only science, nothing to do with art or the otherwise, you can debate with me. Now, the people who don't like accept, yes, it is both art and science, no problem at all. But I want the answer from you, which explains why the answer writing is an art. Structure of the answer, okay? Very good. Who is that? Very good. Creativity. Art always stems from creativity. Whatever the art forms that we have, they are forms of creativity. And it directly come from the mind. It is not copying. It is not answer copying, you know. Some universities, older days, they used to practice like open book tests. Actually, that is very tricky, you know. Very tricky. In normal closed book test, at least you can mug up and write something. And even if you write wrong, it's okay. But while you are writing the open book test, you have to get all the answers right, right? There is no escape. You will come under extra pressure. So I always prefer the open test. Closed test. Closed book test. Understand? So creativity is that, and your answers are created. Your answers are not copied. At least in UPSC, you don't get a chance to copy the answer from somewhere. You have to create every answer in the examination hall. You have to be ready for that. Understand? Because if you look at the questions, definitely they are from our syllabus only. Like science and tech, economy. The concepts are those concepts only. Disaster management. They cannot go out of it. But if you look at each question, they are unique questions. They are unique questions. So you need to create. So when it comes to the fine arts, your pencil art or a sketch or something, like, do you try to copy something? Do you try to copy something? You will try to create, right? Every time. For example, the subject is what? Subject is sunrise. Sunrise is the subject. For you, the depiction of sunrise is different. For her, the depiction of sunrise is different. Yes or no? So even the answer rating is that. In UPSC at least, you will not write your competitor's answer. You are not supposed to write it. And questions will not be like that at all. And for the same question, I can expect 10 different answers. That is possible only in the exams like UPSC civil service exam. Understand? You don't have to fear. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಮರ್ತೋಯ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ಬರಿತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. That's okay. You leave that. You know the concept, right? You try to create. For example, there are competitions like pick and speak, right? Pick and speak. Have you heard? Have participated? So pick and speak is what? You will pick something, and in that chit, there will be some subject. You are given around 2 or 3 minutes to talk about it. You will start talking directly. You will start talking directly. Whoever are saying yes, that is a disaster. That is a disaster. Whenever you are starting to create something, you should gather the resources. You should gather the resources. That is, what do I know about this? Even for example, the sketching of sunrise. At least you have to understand. Okay, sunrise. From where? Maybe beachside sunrise, or from the hills, or from a city. Like, from where I am trying to sketch. Okay, in that, sun has to be there, minimum. Bare minimum, sun has to be there. Sky has to be there. Then rest all is your creativity. So even in our answer writing also, some things are necessary. Some things are necessary. That is what is the relevant content. Relevant content. So along with the relevant content, whatever that you put extra, that will make your answer unique. There is no beauty in sun. There is only power in sun. Yes or no? Is there any beauty in sun? But yet, you have to get the beauty out of sun in that sunrise picture. So sun will be same, round only. And some rays will be coming out same only. But what makes your answer so beautiful is the surroundings that you build. And if you write only surroundings and miss the sun, you will get 0. Yes or no? So it is as tricky as this. Though the content that you have is not that interesting, not that great also, but you have to provide the circumstances with which you can make your answer very unique. So there are certain keywords. One keyword is relevance. Relevance is like, if you forget other keywords also, relevance is the first and the ultimate keyword that you have to remember. Relevance andre ಏನು? ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಏನಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು ರಿಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ? ಕಷ್ಟ. ಈಗಿನ ನಮ್ ಕನ್ನಡನೇ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ಗಿಂತ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ತರ ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್, ಹೌ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 70 to 80% ರಿಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. 70 to 80% ರಿಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಏನೂ ಬರಿಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಸೂರ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಶೋ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಸ್? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಶೋ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಸನ್ರೈಸ್? ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಧ್ರುವ ಅದು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ರಿಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ that you have to remember throughout. Okay, so why it is an art? Because the subject will be same, but the writers are different. The perception of that subject from different writers will be different. And UPSC respects those different perceptions and different perspectives. You don't have to mug up any answer and write. If you are thinking or if you are getting yourself ready to mug up something, no, this is not the exam. Understand? Second thing, science. How it is a science? I told creative thing, yes. How it is science? Muscle memory, okay, good. But that is the last part. That is the last part. But coming to the answer, I am telling. Coming to the answer. How it is science? Very good. Very good. There is a method. There is a method. Okay. I will again take the example of this painting of sunrise. Painting of sunrise. Can you make the same picture like upside down? Can you make the same sun with blue color? Can you make? Can you make the size of the sun this much? In the entire this thing, and other things very small. And sun has to be in the sky. Can it be in some river or something except the shadow? So all parts of your creativity have their own places. Their own places. Yes. There is one particular way, like with which you have to begin. Then you have to expand. Then you have to conclude. It is like a this. You will begin, you will expand, and you will try to conclude. So there is a kind of shape like this. Understand? So how much introduction you have to write in the beginning? How many lines? How many words? And what has to be there in the introduction? Coming to the body, how can you make a better body? How can you break the questions? How can you add the content to the each section? How can you do that? Then finally, how do you try to conclude out of this answer what exactly you are trying to tell at the end as the closing remark? As the closing remark. So this is science. How many words we have to write? How many pages we have to write? How many paragraphs we have to write? And what should be the relevant content? And where should be the crux? And where should be the peripheral things? So it's all science. For example, when it comes to literature andre sahitya, all languages have their own literature, right? Yes. All societies have their own literature. Yes. So there are many literary forms, that is forms of literature. So which all are the forms of literature? Prakaragalu, ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಪ್ರಕಾರಗಳು ಯಾವುದು? ನೀವೇ ಓದಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಪೋಯಮ್ಸ್, ಕವಿತೆಗಳು, ನಾವೆಲ್ಸ್, ಕಾದಂಬರಿಗಳು, ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್, ಕಥೆಗಳು, ಪ್ರಬಂಧಗಳು, essays, short stories in that again, ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ, ಅಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ, ಜೀವನ ಚರಿತ್ರೆ, that is biographies, ಪ್ರವಾಸ ಕಥನ, yes, travel log. So have you heard this? Poem has certain format. Poem has certain format. Essay has certain format. So likewise, all the forms of literature have their own what form. Just by reading one page, you will understand whether it is a poem, whether it is a what the essay, whether it is a fiction, whatever. So you will understand, right? So similarly, the evaluator will understand whether it is an answer or not. Even while writing essay, people write the club of many short answers. Essay is not 20 short answers. Essay is essay. Essay has to be written like an essay. Understand? Many people do what, small 20 paragraphs, just like the GS concepts they will write. We give 0 to that. Understand? So this is science, because every form of literature would require some format. In that format only we have to write. Done? Okay, all are with me? No problem? Fine? Yeah. So I told you, this is what is this? This picture. This is Olympics and Paralympics time, right? So I have tried to make my presentation also relevant. Yeah. So this is a marathon. It is not 100-meter sprint. 100-meter sprint, it's your prelims. It's your prelims. No matter how many years you have prepared, on that day, what happens within 2 hours, that decides your next year. Correct? So whether it is good, bad, you will get the results at the end. End of the day, you will tell whether you are in or out. So ನಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಡ್ರಾ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಹುಮಾನ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಅವತ್ತೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸುಮಾರು ಜನರ ಲೈಫೇ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ನನ್ ಮುಗೀತು ಕತೆ, ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಸರ್ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಸರ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಸೇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ 5 days, that is for 9 papers. Okay, it's a marathon. It is not just about good beginning. It is also about the good managing yourself, or like sustaining yourself, and finally ending on a very good note. Understand? So this sustenance, or indirectly we call it as endurance. Endurance, this is sustaining for long hours. For example, endurance of a flight is nothing but how much fuel it has and how many kilometers it can fly. Understand? So endurance, it is not like jet. In prelims it is like jet. On that day you get energized, express, come back. So it is sustaining and more steady. Slow and steady wins the race, that. But this generation, there is your generation, I don't know whether you believe in that or not. You need everything quick, instant. So all our courses, like even the institutions stay insta. Sudden you will get quick result. Ivat bandbidi nalene nimge rank kotbidtare. So it is not like that. It is as like difficult as life and as long as life. Only when you are ready you will get it. There is no urgency. So even in mains you have to sustain yourself for those 9 papers, which will get you around 1750 marks. And I told this as a different ball game. Ball game means cricket is one ball game, volleyball is one ball game, football is one ball game. They need different skill set, right? They need different skill set. But the person is same. A good cricketer can become good footballer also, yes or no? Because basic thing is the body, then the capacity, stamina, all that thing. Only thing, he has to have that skill, cricketing skill, then here footballing skill, right? So here the person who reads the entire syllabus is getting ready for the exam, that is for prelims, mains and interview. Knowledge is almost the same, but to handle that particular like exam in its own manner with its own skills, so it's a different. So in prelims, what skills you acquire, so these skills are a bit different from that. So this entire process of mains examination is bit different. So how different is it? It's simple. Sir, ಏನ್ ಸರ್ ಇದು ನೀವು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? Actually it is simple. Because in your mains answer, there is nothing like correct answer and wrong answer. There is nothing like correct answer and wrong answer. In prelims, correct answer, wrong answer. 1 correct answer and 3 wrong answers. In mains, there is no correct answer and no wrong answer. The benefit of doubt will be given to you. If you write good introduction, if your body is okay, still we will give some marks. Okay, in introduction only, in very technical question, if you have misunderstood and you went away or wrote something else in the first few lines only, then we will understand you have not understood. Only then. Otherwise, benefit of doubt is given to the aspirants. Understand? That is why it is simple. And you will not get the results on the same day, no? You will not get to know how much you have scored on the same day. It is after 3-4 months you will get. And by then, you might have forgotten what you have written. Understand? So, first day, second day, and the last day, those 7 days while writing, it will be a bit painful. But after that, you will feel like, okay, I have done my job. Now it is up to God. Really, it is up to God. Here, God is nothing but the evaluator. God is nothing but evaluator. But in prelims, you are not letting anything to God. God cannot play his hand there. OMR machine, they are not gods, they are machines. They don't have emotions. Yeah, they will get you whatever that is right or whatever that is wrong. They will mark you plus or minus and give this thing. But here, the God's hand play. God's hand play. Evaluators, mindset, evaluators, mood, yeah, evaluators, family background, evaluators, day background, and what breakfast he had. All those things matter. So that is what is the hand of God. Yeah, actually, hand of God is a concept in football. Yeah, maybe football enthusiasts know that, but I am telling somehow something will help you, or somehow something will try to what? Put you at the corner. Understand? Next, enduring. I told you endurance, sustaining yourself for the 9 papers, comprehensive. In prelims, there are chances that you leave some topics and go. ಇದು ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. CSAT ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಹೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸರ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್. ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಆಪ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್, ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ರೀಸನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾಗೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಹೆನ್ಷನ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ there are chances that we might leave some portions and go. But here, actually, you are not supposed to leave anything. You have to cover everything. And it is like a comprehensive thing, you know. What matters at the end is how much is your total. Out of 1750, how much is your total? Whether it is less marks in the first paper, more marks in the last paper. So everything will be clubbed and it is more comprehensive. Subjective. Subjective means individual to individual it differs. Yes. So whether it comes to aspirant or it comes to the evaluator. So for the same answer, 2 evaluators can give 2 different marks, no? Chances are there? Yes or no? But for your prelims, ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾರ್ಕ್. Whether OMR machine 1 or OMR machine 2. So it will give, because it is the exact result that we are getting. Then there is a scope of recovery. Scope of recovery. One exam sari hogilla. One exam you falter. Maybe there is a scope that you will try to recover in the next paper. But prelims alli ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಮುತ್ತು ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು, gone. 2 hours ಹಾಳಾಗಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ವರ್ಷ ಹಾಳಾದಂಗೆ. Yes or no? So here there is always a second chance. There is always a second chance. Then gratification. Sudden ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Delayed gratification. That is good. That is good. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅವು ಇವು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತವೆ. So it is good. It is good for everyone. Yeah, because you will get the results at least after 3 months. At least after 3 months you will get the results. That way it is good. Okay. Then what we have to do? Course of action. And this is with respect to whatever the stage that you are in. Okay, if you are very experienced candidates, let's say you have done your course and you are ready for the examination. My approach is different for those people. You are freshers, you want to start your journey, understand? So I will restrict only to that much. Understanding your background, understanding your, like the number of days that are spent with the examination, I'll try to brief you about the course of action, what you have to do. What is first? What is first? Whether it is answer writing first or understanding the concepts first. Nobody will disagree with this one. Understanding comes first, then comes the answer writing. Everyone is with me? Is there any otherwise opinion? No, right? So everyone is with me. You have to understand concept first. There are mentors, there are teachers, there are institutions who tell you that first day ne answer ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರೀತಾರೆ ಪಾಪ, ಏನಂತ ಬರೀತಾರೆ? Do they know the concept? At least one class has to happen. For you to write the answer, one class has to happen. And whatever that is taught in that class, only on that you can write the answer. Getting my point? You are not supposed to write like, I can write anything and everything. Today I read newspaper, I will write the answer. No, that is disaster. That is like a suicide, you know. Do you think, like, when you read the Hindi newspaper now, do you get all the articles right now? Okay. In polity, fundamental rights are done, parliament is being done. If the article is related to parliament, you can make sense. You can make sense. If there is a topic on economy, it is, let's say, about the effect of globalization on capital markets. Can you write anything? Baritira? Bariyakagutta? Can you write? No, right? So why to waste time in that? So before you write any answer, at least one concept has to be delivered to you. And you are supposed to write the answers only on those topics which have been delivered to you. And don't try to attempt anything else, please. I'm requesting you. Because I have seen the people, like, without understanding A, B, C, D, they'll go to Z. And they will try to write the answer on Z. And the biggest problem is with evaluating. They come to us and, sir, evaluation, sir. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲೇ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯುವೇಷನ್, ಮೆಂಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲಾ ಬ್ಲಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸರ್ ಮೆಂಟ್ರಿಂಗ್, ಸರ್ ಕಮ್ ಸರ್ ಮೆಂಟರ್ ಮೀ ಸರ್. ಏನ್ ಮೆಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, Z ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮೆಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ ನಾನು? Getting my point? So try to understand your limits. Try to understand your limits. You cannot write each and every answer on each and every topic right now. But there is no excuse for you to miss writing on the portion that has been done already. For example, polity, fundamental rights, if they are done, you are supposed to write the answer on that. Understand? So I'll tell you how exactly you have to go about it. First one is the classes or self-study. Even this is applicable for the people who do the self-study. But the simple calculation of time with respect to self-study and class is that if you are doing self-study, you can easily multiply your preparation time by 2. The straight equation. Because we also have undergone that pain of self-study. And no institution will promise that will make sure that you will understand everything. We make sure that all the part of the syllabus is done. We have taught all the syllabus. This is what is the promise of the institutions. No institution will promise that, like, we'll get you the rank at the end of the year. No. So our job is to do what? To make you acquainted with the syllabus. Acquaint means ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕಿಂತನೂ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಅಕ್ವೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಂಜರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ಅಕ್ವೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಅಪರಿಚಿತ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ, ಸ್ನೇಹಿತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಅಕ್ವೆಂಟ್. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸಿದ್ರು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಕ್ವೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. So this is what is acquaintance. So we acquaint you to the syllabus. That is, you will know that where is the syllabus, how much is the syllabus, and how much we have to read out of this, and what I have to read and what not I have to read. It is not like after the class you are ready for it. No, no way. After the class you are more confused. You had some imagination about the topic, and in the class it is something else. So confidence will go. ನಾನು ಏನೋ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. But you have to reconcile it. Reconcile andre what you had imagined and what exactly is that you have to what? Do compromise. You have to do compromise with what you knew and what is delivered. Then only your concept is being understood. Understand? Just by attending the class, just by reading few pages from the book, is it the preparation? No. If I give you the test instantly, okay, I'll give you half an hour time to read 4 pages and I'll ask you to write the answer soon after that, you can deliver, because it is the instant or the short term memory that you have and you will deliver. That's it. It is like eat, vomit. But answer writing is not like that. You have to eat, you have to digest that energy, proteins, or whatever that has to go into your blood vessels, then to all parts of your body. That particular knowledge has to reach. Then whenever you are asked about that knowledge, you should be able to deliver. Understand? It is something like the energy that is stored in your body, and whenever it is required, you will just deliver. It is not like instant glucose. ಓಡ್ತಾ ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡೋದು. No, that will not deliver whenever it is required. Understand? So after this classes or study, so concepts first, notes. Maybe I'll deliver one more lecture on notes making only, how your notes has to be. In classes you will be given some handouts, or you are given the textbooks themselves, correct? And in the classes you will be taught. Okay, either you have textbooks or you have the handouts, or some lecturers do dictate in the class. So there are 3 types of materials that you have. One is a textbook, one is handout printed, and third one is your handwritten notes. And I promise you that your handwritten notes in the class, that is class dictation, they are not end in themselves. They are not the end. Getting my point? Because see, we have around 900 to 1000 hours of syllabus. In that, if you spend 500 hours in dictating only, what you will teach? Getting my point? So in your handwritten notes, that is in the dictation, there will not be full knowledge, there will not be full concept. This will be indicative notes. Whatever that you write in the class, it is indicative. It is just giving you the index. Idide. Adralli, very important topic, you will have the details like that. Otherwise, upon the dictations, you have to build your notes. Okay? From textbook, from your class handouts, and from your dictations, you have to make the ultimate notes of yourself. You have to make the ultimate notes of yourself. If you are attending 2.5 hours class, at least another 1 hour, should be dedicated to create your own notes. And if that happens on the same day, it is like brilliant. If that happens on the same day, at least on the next day it has to happen, or at least in a week it has to happen. Otherwise, it is as good as you have not read that, you have not listened to that class. Because our memory is not, our memory has limitations. Yeah. So whatever that you do on the same day, so that will have 90% retention. Whatever that you do on the next day, it will have around 50% retention. Whatever you do in the week or the end of the week, it will have around 20% retention. Beyond that, it is just like ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಏನೋ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಏನೋ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಇರಬಹುದು. This is what is our comment on any topic. Understand? So try to dedicate the time for the notes making on that day itself. What else you have? Newspaper you have to read. Maybe 1.5 hours is optimum time for newspaper. Maybe you are going for optional class also. Optional class around 2.5 to 3 hours, let's say. So 2.5 hours class here, 2.5 hours class optionals. So totally 5 hours. Another 3 hours you are spending in notes making and revising. Another 1.5 hours in newspaper. So if you do this again and again and again for 6 to 9 months, the confidence level will be 200%. But if you do today's class, go, throw, and you go for optional class, again, close that, throw, newspaper read, slept. No. Attending 9 hours class a day, that is also counterproductive. Because you are not left with any time for revision and notes making. Okay? If 2.5 hours class, at least 1 hour you have to dedicate for the notes making of your own. And if that happens on the same day, it is brilliant. I repeat the sentences themselves because they are like quotes. Understand? Then from that, you have to do the revision. Because it is very fresh in your mind. Today you have listened to that. And today itself, you have read it in the textbook also. Illide, illide, illide. And don't read textbook for, like finding the faults in the lecture. To gain the knowledge, you read. You are reading for yourself. Understand? Because this syllabus of UPSC requires 1 degree course. Minimum 1 degree course, that is for 3 years. Can you afford that much? We have afforded so much for our degrees. What benefit we have got? Except that certificate. Actually, we have paid for that certificate, nothing else. But to cover the entire syllabus in 1 year, it is a Herculean task. Like, it is very difficult. Understand? So, I told you, we make you acquainted with the syllabus. Other part, you only have to do. It doesn't mean that I do institution bekage ella nane odbodu. I told you, if you do it on your own, it will take 2 years. If you do it with the support of the institution, you will you can finish within 1 year. In 1 year, you can finish properly. No doubt about it. Including your optional also, 1 year is more than enough for this examination. Understand? So, what is the order? Class, looking at the class notes, looking at the class handouts and the textbook, you have to make your own notes. And if you are not done for polity yet, please try doing it. You have plenty of time. Please try doing that. Understand? At least whatever that has been done till date, try to do that. After that, revisions, repeated revisions, because if you are taught a chapter, let's say that is of 20 pages in your book, and maybe you are given some dictation for 5 pages, and you have some handout of 10 pages. When you club that, it is all same. It's all same. When you club that, and finally you make a separate notes of yourself, it will not cross 2 pages also. From these 20 plus 10 plus 5, if you make the short notes of that, it will not cross 2 pages also. And these 2 pages are like ultimate material for you. These 2 pages. And after this, you have to read only these 2 pages only. If you do this exercise every day with your textbook, handouts and the dictations, you can depend only on your short notes for any part of this examination, be it prelims or mains. Otherwise, you have to sit with those books. It is intimidating, every time looking at those books, ayyo ishtella cover madbeka anta heli. So this process of examination is to make yourself confident first. Confidence ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ when the work is made smaller, when the work is consolidated, when the work is broken into parts, and when you look at that smallest part to finish, then you will get the confidence. ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬಂಡೆ ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಿನ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅಳು ಬರಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Understand? If you look at the peak, isn't it intimidating before you try to trek for that peak? Isn't it intimidating? You know already it is almost 5 to 6 kilometers. You know already that there is difficulty. You know already it is burning sun. So what makes you motivated? Nothing makes you motivated. UPSC, yappa, 1000 seats ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಯಪ್ಪ ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? Nothing motivates. In the beginning, nothing motivates. So you should not seek that motivation also. You should not expect for someone to come and give the motivation. That will last only for that lecture. When you go out of this hall, understand? So don't wait for motivation. Don't expect also. What you have to focus is, you have to trek that for the entire day for 5 to 6 kilometers in burning sun. Don't focus on anything. Focus on the first step. Don't look at the peak at all. You just put one step and think of the next step. That's all. Eda bala, you will be on the top. Don't try to look at that thing which intimidates you. Intimidate ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಭಯ ಪಡಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಓಹೋ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಓದೇ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ಆಯ್ತು ಬಿಡು ನಿಂದ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತವ್ರನ್ನ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ದೂರ ಇರಿ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದೂರ ಇರಿ. ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು ಓ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಓದಿದ್ಯಾ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ಇಂಥವ್ರು ಅವ್ರು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅವ್ನ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿದ್ರು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನೀನು, ಆಯ್ತು ಬಿಡು ಅಪ್ಪನ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯ ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ? A good friend will always try to come and try to soothe you. ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ವಾ, ಇವತ್ತೊಂದು ದಿವಸ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೋ, ನಾಳೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗೋದು. ಇದನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಇದನ್ನ. ಸೊ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಸಚ್ motivations. Understand? Then after that it comes answer writing. Aita? This can happen on the first day also. If you are able to listen to the class, you understand the concept, you create your own notes, then you repeatedly revise those things, and finally you write the answer. Only one answer. You are eligible to do that. But these are the steps that you have to accommodate. Understand? And no hurry also. No hurry also. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಹೋಗಿ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ, ಯು ಹಿಟ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ಇವಾಗಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬಟ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದೆನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ UPSC is all about consistency. Consistency ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Consistency ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? What do you mean by consistency? Continuity ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು UPSC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಾನಾರ್ಥ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ, ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್, ನೋ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಡು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ. You try to tell in your own words. Without any ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇವತ್ತೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾಳೆನೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. Consistency is what you are doing today, you have to do that tomorrow also, without fail. ಬೇರೆ ರೀಸನ್ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು. ಅಣ್ಣನ ಮದುವೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಓಕೆ, ಅಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟು ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್? hitting the same standard every day, or every attempt hitting the same standard. That is consistency. Understand? So consistency means what? You have to do it consistently. Every day you have to do these things. And when the accumulation of this consistency, maybe at the end of 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, when God decides that ಪಾಪ ಬಹಳ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಅದು ಪಾಪ ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ಸೋಣ ಅಂತಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ, ಇವನ್ ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ವಿದೌಟ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಕರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೀಚ್ ಯು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕರ್ಸ್ಡ್, ನೋ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತಥಾಸ್ತು ಅನ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕು, ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಇತ್ತು. ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ 1% ಅದು ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಯಾರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೊಡ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದಿನ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಜೋಕ್. ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ನಾನು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರ್ಮಣ್ಯವಾಧಿಕಾರಸ್ತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಆನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಯು ಪುಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ನೀವು ಖುಷಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾ? ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇಷ್ಟವಾದದ್ದನ್ನ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ ಇರ್ತೀವೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮಸಾಲೆ ದೋಸೆ ತಿನ್ಸ್ಬೇಕನ್ಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಬಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ದಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಮಸಾಲೆ ದೋಸೆ ತಿಂದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೋತೀರಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಪ್ಯಾಂಪರ್ ಯುವರ್ಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಪರಿಂಗ್. ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ 2 ಅವರ್ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದ್ತೀನಿ, ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 10 minutes ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೀ, ಆರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ ಒನ್, ಆರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಒನ್ ರೀಲ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಪರಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದೇರ್, ಬಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, this is mainly about the answer writing. See, if I tell too many technical points right now, that ನಿಮ್ದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, you will not understand and you will not enjoy that. Understand? So I'll try to keep this as simple as possible. First of all, you should make mind to write. You should gather courage. If you look at your knowledge level, there is no dearth for knowledge to write that particular answer, because already you have learnt it, revised it. Okay, I am not asking you to write anything else. Everyone is equally placed. But what botherations come between you and answer writing? First one is hesitation. Bariyada bedwa. And only writing the answer and keeping it some register, it will not help. You have to take the feedback. In the last line, there was something called as feedback mechanism. You have to understand, no, whether you are writing it to the UPSC standards or not. You have to understand, right? So who will help that? So there is a mechanism. In the institution, there will be mechanism. You have people, you have lectures, you have mentors. Like you have to go and, bother them or trouble them. Sir, answer ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ. ಸರ್, ಫೀಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. So you have to go and bother them. Soon after your first answer, you have to show. Otherwise, you will keep on doing the mistakes. Maybe only one mistake you will address in the second answer. It's okay. In the third answer, one more mistake. Like that, when you write hundreds of answers, all your lacunae, what you have, that will be vanished. And this cannot happen overnight. ಒಂದೇ ದಿವಸ ನೀವು 20 ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಬರೆದು ನಂಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ, ಸರ್ ನಾಳೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆನೆ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ನೋ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ one small thing. That is what you have to do. So you have to take the feedback. Gather courage. ನಮ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆತಂಕ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಫಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈಸ್, ನನಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಟೆಲ್ ಟು ಅವರ್ಸ್. ನಂಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದಾರನ್ನ? ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್? 10th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ವಾ? 12th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ವಾ? ಡಿಗ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ವಾ? ಮೇ ಬಿ ಯು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರೋ, ಯು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಟ್ ಆಲ್. But your answer will be somewhere at 40 to 50% at least. What we expect, at least, so like half of that will be there in your answer. Then it is a building process, no? Answer by answer, you will write. Understand? So don't hesitate to write the first answer. Third point is ego. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕು? ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು? ಇವನಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಎಸ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ Fourth point is the fear of being judged. Fear of being judged. Already ಏನೋ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ಗೆ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿ ಬರ್ದಿರ್ತೀರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ the lecturer or the mentor will make some judgment about me. So you are more afraid of that judgment. ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, so you have come here to commit mistake. You have not come here to show your prowess, how excellent you are. You have not come here to take the certificate. You have come here to what? Do mistakes and learn from those mistakes. Yes or no? Mistakes ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸರ್ ಇದೇ ನನ್ನ ಆನ್ಸರ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕೋಚಿಂಗೇ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಹೋಗಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿತ್ ದ like belief that you need to improve in few aspects. If you had that 100% confidence, UPSC ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಆಟ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, you wouldn't have come to the institution at all. Correct? You have come here with some expectation that you will commit mistake and you are going to get out of that mistake. Understand? So don't have that fear of being judged. We are here not to judge you. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆ? ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆ? ಏನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್? ನಮ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಏನು? ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಟ್. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಟ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂಥ ದಡ್ ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಫೀಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾವು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನೀನು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್, ದೇವರು ಮೆಚ್ಚಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಟ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ದಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ದಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕಮಿಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ and we will correct those mistakes. Understand? So try to come out of that. And coming to the answer, and only after writing around 30-40 answers you will try to hit these things. Okay? Otherwise in the first shot hitting the bullseye, ಯಾರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೂ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೂ, ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮೆಡಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೂ ಅದು ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್, ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಟು ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಇಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್. ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್, target, only one target. In that question only a particular thing will be asked and you have to write only that. Okay, first if I ask you to like shoot an arrow, what is the chance that it will hit the board? First time ನೀವು ಏನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಗಂಧ ಗಾಳಿ ಏನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. So what is the chance of hitting this board? I am not asking this yellow area. What is the chance of you hitting the board? Around 40-50%? ಅಷ್ಟೇನಾ? ಅಥವಾ 20% ಇಂದಾನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? So you do that first to start writing. Understand? Then if you start hitting the board andre, if you start writing the answer, then from this white to black to blue to red to yellow will bring your arrow to there. Understand? Okay? So objective is bullseye right now, but right now for you people the objective is what? To hit the board. That means at least stop writing the unnecessary things in the answer. Write only what is asked. If you know only 4 lines, write 4 lines. Don't try to bluff. In our universities, the worst thing that we do is bluff. ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳಕ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ 2 ಪೇಜ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಪಾಪ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ನಂಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಸಿ UPSC ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ತಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಪಾಪ ಮೆಂಟಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಆ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so come out of that and write only what is asked rather than what do you know. Write what is asked. Focus on the demand, not on the supply. ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಟೀ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಟೀನೇ ಕೊಡಿ. ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆನ ಟೀ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಕೊಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಯುವರ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಟೀ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇವತ್ತೇ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು, ಹುಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೋ ನೋ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಗಿವ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ UPSC ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಗಿವ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, so as far as possible, don't try to bluff. Try to write whatever, maybe 4 lines, 8 lines, 12 lines, 20 lines, whatever it is. Then relevance, I told you, this is the key word. Relevance means ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾರೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. Somehow you should be able to connect that to the topic. Then multidimensionality ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು try to think from the other angles. ಹಂಗಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈಗ ಪಾಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ವಿತ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್, ವಿತ್ ದೋಸ್ ಕೀ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಸೊಸೈಟಿ, ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ and the words which are printed in those articles, not the entire sentence. Same sentence ನೀವು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. At least those keywords you should be able to produce, and with decent language. Okay, dynamic, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ನ ಡೈನಾಮಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಡೈನಾಮಿಕ್ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ. What is the difference between the dynamic and the normal personality? What is the difference between dynamic and normal personality? Yes, very good. Dynamic, adapt to the changes. ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈನಾಮಿಕ್ ಹೀರೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇವರಾಜ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡೈನಾಮಿಕ್ ಹೀರೋ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಪಾತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ರು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಳ್ಳನ್ ಪಾತ್ರ, ಪೋಷಕ ಪಾತ್ರ ಏನೇ ಕೊಟ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಿಭಾಯಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್, it is not about presentation. Okay, dynamic ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ adapt to the changes. So ನಮ್ಮ UPSC ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ dynamism is nothing but bringing current affairs, making one topic dynamic. ಅಂದ್ರೆ write whatever that is happening with respect to that particular aspect in your paper. Bring in more current affairs. Opposite word of dynamic is static. Static is which is constant. Adu nim textbook alli irutte. Article 21 will not change, no, except amendment. Article 21 will not change, correct? But the current affairs with respect to Article 21 will be there in the newspaper. Some court proceedings, or some cases already which have been decided, or some recent cases which are there in the news. So can you quote those things? Some incidents that have happened which have violated the fundamental rights, including Article 21. So can you write those things in your answer rather than writing Article 21 is right to life and personal liberty? Yeah, you have to write that, but don't depend only on that static thing. Bring in more current affairs. Initially, at this point of time, you try to write whatever that you can. We'll try to ಶಿಲೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಓರೆ ಕೋರೆ ಇದ್ರು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್. ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಟೊ ಚಿಪ್ಸ್. ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರಬೇಕು? ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಪ್. ಅದೇ ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಟೊ ಚಿಪ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ 2 ದಿವಸ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಇಡಿ, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯುವೇಟರ್ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದ್ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಹೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಟಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ವಿದಿನ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ವೆನ್ ಐ ಸೇ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಪ್, ಯುವರ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಆಸ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ವಿದಿನ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ವೆ ಮೋರ್. ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ? ಯು ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ವೆ ಮೋರ್. ಸೊ that will have huge effect on the evaluator. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 20 ಶಬ್ದ ಓದಿದ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಗದ್ರೂ ಏನೂ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಏನ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ದೇ, ಶಿ, ಹಿ, ಕಮ್, ಗೋ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ದಿಸ್, ನೌ, ನೆವರ್, ಆಫ್ಟರ್, ಬಿಫೋರ್, ಇವೆ ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಪ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ GS ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ we don't expect too long sentences. ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದೇನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. You have to write it in bullets also. So there has to be a proper mixture of bullets and the what? Paragraphs. Paragraph size, one paragraph, it should not cross 6 lines. Any paragraph, it should not cross 6 lines. If you are writing in bullet, 1 word, 2 word, small sentence, that's all fine. But the maximum length of any paragraph should be 6 lines. Okay, you can write 3-line paragraphs also. Okay, so if you are writing a short point, you can finish it in 3 lines. If you are writing it in length, then it can be of 6 lines. Don't try to hit beyond 6 lines because you will lose yourself. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂತ್ರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಉಗುಳೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಕೋಳಿ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಸಾಲೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈಡ್ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾರಣೆ ಮುರ್ಗಿ, ಬಾರಣೆ ಮಸಾಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಚಾರಣೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 4 ಆಣಿ, ಮುರ್ಗಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕೋಳಿ, ಬಾರಣೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 75 ಪೈಸಾ, ಮಸಾಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕೋ ಮಸಾಲ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಕೋಳಿನೇ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಕೋಳಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಂಸನೇ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್, ರಾದರ್ ದೆನ್ ಪುಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲವರಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್. ಫ್ಲವರಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್. ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ. ಪಾಲಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಯಾ, ಸೊ ಇಂಪೀಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಇಂಪೀಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್? ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, 61. ಯಾ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಪಕ್ಕನಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಂಬ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಪೀಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ರಿಮೂವಲ್, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ? ಇಂಪೀಚ್ಮೆಂಟೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ರಿಮೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವೈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಬರೀರಿ, ರಿಮೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಬರ್ರಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇಂಪೀಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಲಮೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್, ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಲಮೇಶನ್. ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. 123 ಪ್ರೊಮಲ್ಗೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ. ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ: ಇಂಪೀಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಲಮೇಶನ್, ಪ್ರೊಮಲ್ಗೇಶನ್. ಪುಟಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಬರಿಬಹುದು. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ ಪಕ್ಕದವರು ಪ್ರೊಮಲ್ಗೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್? ಸೊ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ನಿಮ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ ಬುಕ್ಸು, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್, ಅಷ್ಟು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲಾ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ 100% ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೆಫರ್ ಟು ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಫ್ಲವರಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಲುಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೋಸ್ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್. ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಟಕ್, ಆ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸೋಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು? ಬೇರೆ ಕಲರ್ ಪೆನ್ನಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಾಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಬೇರೆ ಕಲರ್ ಪೆನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಏನ್ ಬರೀತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬೇರೆ ಪೆನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಪ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಅಪ್ರೋಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್. ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಎದ್ದು ತೋರಿಸಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ದ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಕ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್. ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ನು, ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರೆಡಿ ವಿತ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಸರಿನಾ? ಹಸುವಾಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ ಹಸುವಾಯ್ತಾ? ನನ್ಗಂತೂ ಹಸುವಾಯ್ತಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ end here. Okay, in tomorrow class we'll learn other extra things also.